Thank you. So, amazing. I signed up to come to this dinner because Chris needed to make up the numbers, right? Because he didn't know. And at that time, I hadn't told Chris that I'm going to sign up for a bit of an adventure in a few years' time. So thank you very much for the opportunity to announce this. This is a pre-announcement. So as Chris indicated, I've been going through various midlife crises for a number of years now. Right. Motorbikes, boats, but you name it. But in all seriousness, racehorses a little bit. In all seriousness,
we're working on that.
I've been thinking about sailing around the world for a long time. And I've read all the books and all the adventure books and all the sailing books over the years. And a few years ago, I had a chance to spend 10 months sailing around the world as part of a crude race where 18 of us were on one boat and we sailed against 9 other boats around the world, and we'd sail for 3 or 4 weeks and we'd stop and we'd have a party and then we'd sail again. And that was a great sabbatical from my work. And ever since then, in the back of my mind is this little thing that says, quite cool, that was quite cool. But sailing with 18 people was actually really hard work. Not the sailing, but the 18 people. And as much as I'm a social animal, I thought, many times I thought about doing this by myself. So over the last few years, there's been a new sailing race, and it's called the Golden Globe. The first race just finished now, as we speak. It's finishing right now, and it celebrates 50 years since a guy called Robin Knox-Johnson. Some of you sailors would have heard of Robin. So there you go, Robin. So Robin Knox-Johnson was the first man to sail solo, unassisted, non-stop around the world in 1969, which is the year I was born. So that's how old I am. And I've met Robin a couple of times over the years, and he's been a little hero. He's been a hero of mine, in the back of my mind all that time. And a great guy, a great Australian guy, recently set up a race to rediscover the art of solo sailing by any man, effectively, or woman. So to bring it right back down to the roots that they did in 1969 and make it really simple. So I put my name forward, and so far the first part of my application has been accepted, and what will happen is in 2022, which is a long time away, I'll take part in a 30,000 mile solo single-handed circumnavigation of the planet via all the main capes that you've heard, Cape Horn and Cape of Good Hope and so on, which will be about 9 months at sea. 9 to 10 months, depends which boat I choose. Could be 12 months at sea, but certainly it'll be 9 months at sea, as part of a race which celebrates that original around the world achievement that Robin did. So it's easy to say, it's easy to talk about, it's easy to dream about. It's really hard to put yourself forward and sign on the dotted line. So a couple of things I needed to do that. So eventually one man will be sailing alone, but I need a lot of hands to get me there. And the first guy that's volunteered to help me, not on the boat actually, but is Chris Lake, who's volunteered to be my team manager for 2022, which is a formal role in the race. So if it all goes horribly wrong, the first phone call goes to Chris, and then Chris calls the insurance company. Which means it will be Joe. Which means it will be Joe.
Can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message.
By then,
Chris, remember that one?
By then I'll be 3,000 miles off Cape Horn all by myself, and I won't know what he's doing and whether he's awake or picked up the call or not. So, but I've got every confidence that if I had somebody on my side back at base, it would be Chris. Chris and I have known each other since we were 17 years old, and we've been through a few adventures over the years, and this will be the next one. So all I'm doing today, guys, is I'm announcing I'm going to do a crazy thing in a few years' time, and I will start to publicise this. April the 22nd it becomes formal, and there'll be a press release in France. The race will probably leave from France, and between now and then I've got to get ready, which is a little bit scary to say the least. And I won't bore you with the details. It's just a very big sailing race around the world. There you go. Thank you.